What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, this video is for my ladies out there. Let's talk about some Ariana Grande. She has quite a few fragrances, and this is one kind of off the beaten path, but I'm sure, a lot of you ladies have heard of this. So let's go ahead and dive in, but run that intro, and we'll come back and bring y'all that heat.
Okay, doing it for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today, from the house of Ariana Grande, we have Mod Blush. I'm gonna go ahead and load up on Skin, as well as the test strip. I know Ariana Grande, as well as Billie Eilish and things like that, are quite popular on the shelf. I see a lot of women looking at that. Let's see what kind of information we have on this. 3.85, so almost a 3.9. We'll round up at a 5, 1400. A lot of women are buying stuff like this. Launched in 2022, and yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this. This is supposed to be classified as a... Oh, it doesn't really say what type of fragrance this is, but I know it's a fruity fragrance, so we'll start from there. Definitely very fruity. This feels like a mostly fruity, somewhat rosy fragrance with a backdrop of white florals, but it's dominant in fruity angelic sweetness, leaning harder on the fruits. It's not really candied. It's more natural fruit, but there is a little bit of animation behind it. This feels very much in line with Bath and Body Works type of stuff, but it does feel a little bit bigger in quality. Just this burst of red fruits is what I'm getting. Yeah, tons of red fruits, like 70-30, 30% somewhat of a white florally musky backdrop. Red fruits dominant, somewhat between natural and artificial. Very, very nice, somewhat floral and very musky in the backdrop. Very a gust of air type of profile. Almost get like a sandalwood or something like that as well. Let's go ahead and switch screens. On Skin, it really softens up and becomes less about the florals and more about the fruits. Let's look at this bottle. Check out that bottle. Very cool. It's almost like a Salvador Dali type of feel, but this is cool. I mean, putting that on your shelf alone, right? You talk about the curb appeal of the bottles. Let's see what we're dealing with notes. Raspberry. Okay. Totally get that. Feels dominant in this kind of raspberry water. Passion fruit, pink pepper, bergamot, rose, pear, magnolia. I definitely get that pear back there. I think pear is nice to put with rose because then it keeps it not floral centric. Almost has a blue talisman undertone to it. Magnolia, musk, ambroxan, dreamwood, and sandalwood. Yeah, it's a bit creamy, but more airy, powdery. It has a very Born in Roma, Donna type of lightness to it, but it's very pungent for being light. I gotta imagine you gotta get north of 6 hours out of a fragrance like this. Moderate performer. A lot of people are saying it's very similar to Ari by Ariana Grande, as well as Wicked for Good, Ariana Grande. So she's making a lot of similar sense. Good Girl Blush, Victoria's Secret. Okay, so they kind of copied some previous formulas. When did this drop? 2022, so it's been out for 3 years. Classified as a fruity, sweet, musky rose floral. Let's check out the prices on this. So the 100 ml retails for $60. They're asking $50. That's just a great price point. That is a stellar price point. It does wear somewhat light, though. I will say that. It wears similar to Donna Born in Roma, but I feel like this might be the tiniest bit lighter. It really just depends on how long those fruit notes would last, but I think this is more of a 4 to 6 hour, no matter how much you spray with this. Let's just go to some usual suspects real quick. Any season, any reason, leaning towards the sweet spot of 60 to 75 degrees area. Light breeze is okay. Indoors, you're totally good. Don't let the elements play with this. You know, it's just a crisp, musky breeze that seems like the difference between this and Born in Roma is that it leans heavier on the red fruits, just the tiniest bit heavier. It's not as candied, it's more natural. This is a good scent. This is a glorified skin scent. It goes well with any of your, you know, body products and stuff, your lotions and stuff. You know, even like a coconut lotion would make this last longer and make it pop. It almost feels tropical, but you know, it's not super tropical, but it does kind of give a tropical airness to it with the fruits. You know, again, the coconut would make it drive further into that category. It's very ocean breezy, but it's a very pink and white experience. Office safe, casual, upscale casual, office scent. You work in retail, that would work. Daytime date. I don't think this is really a nighttime fragrance. This is light, airy, and angelic. And I just think the aesthetic, check this out real quick. I just think this aesthetic to it makes all the sense in the world, and the price point is absolutely incredible. I'm going heavy sprays on this, ladies. 10 plus, 10 plus you got to. Because it feels very heavy at first, and already I'm getting to this very rosewater, airy experience. It's almost like just purely musk, a little touch of raspberry, white florals. You gotta load up the sprays on this, ladies. 10 plus. I'm going 15 on something like this if I were you. Even if you're a lady that doesn't like heavy spraying, after about 10 minutes of hitting yourself 15 times with this, just don't even count. Just make sure every inch of your body's covered in this. After about 10, 20 minutes, this will sit down and you'll be glad you did. At first, you might be like, dang, did I overspray? And then it'll just really sit down. This feels somewhat teeny boppy, 25 and under for sure. 25 and older, it just feels like more of a dumb reach casual. But the functionality that I mentioned earlier would more apply to the girls that are 25 and down with this scent. It's not as fancy as Born in Roma. It's more, I think, if women looked at Born in Roma and felt like it was too candied and too playful, I feel like even though this doesn't have as much fanciness, it does still have more of a floral breath under it. I think this would be better for older women that are trying to use this scent as like an office or an upscale kind of business environment where you're just trying to, you know, fit in and smell good. It doesn't really feel too much like a cheapy designer, but it just feels more like a staple fragrance for you guys. It does feel a little bit fancy, but the blend is perfect. I think that's the key here is the blend is so smooth that nothing is jarring, so easy to wear, and you'll just have a lot of use case for this. You can pretty much wear it for any occasion, really. I give this a 8 out of 10. Solid 8, not a 9. It definitely feels above average, but due to its lightness and kind of lack of originality, I feel as though this is just kind of like dumb reach everyday wear, slightly above average, solid staple go-to as your everyday scent. I don't think it's very signature, but it's very good. The blend, you know, these days, if you can get a solid blend, I feel like this is the blue talisman for women. Like it's almost like pink talisman or something like that, but a little bit more lighter and floral, less aquatic, less pungent. But there are some similarities in terms of the weight and the vibe check of this. So anyways, this was Ariana Grande's Mod Blush. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. Ladies, is this the best one out of Ariana Grande? I know she has a lot of scents as well as Billie Eilish, and it seems like they're kind of competing for shelf space in terms of very unique bottle designs and being very modern and hip for the ladies. Are there older women that are wearing this scent? Let me know, you know, because when you go into a Sephora and Ulta Beauty, it seems like the Billie Eilish and the Valentino and the Ariana Grande are always kind of marketed out on the end caps and, you know, given the most real estate on the shelf. You know, there's definitely others, but these I always see stuff like this, the Ariana Grande, the Eilish, the Valentino, and stuff like that. But ladies, definitely let me know if you're rocking this and if you have any questions. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Hope you guys stay blessed, and hope also let me know if you guys are interested in content like this, ladies. I know you guys are on this channel mostly for searching for stuff for men in your life and different things like that, but I want to look out for the ladies as well by giving you another perspective, a male perspective on some of these scents. But anyways, I know you guys don't need my opinion, but I'm happy to offer it. So stay blessed, and until next time, peace.